So I've been living in Thailand for almost 2 months now. And finding a place to live in Thailand was the easiest thing in the world. Literally. Like, first I started with an Airbnb, had that for a month. And then I reached out to the same landlord where I rented the Airbnb from to possibly find a new apartment. He was able to hook me up immediately with a new apartment, a studio apartment, the one I'm staying in right now, with a 3-month lease, a very small deposit, and a very cheap monthly rent. That's how easy it's been for me to find a place to live. It's been so smooth, it's been so easy, it's been a walk in the park. But I'm originally from Sweden. I came here from Sweden. And in Sweden, it's the exact opposite. I'm born and raised in Sweden, Swedish citizen. I've lived there my entire life. It's all I've ever known, basically. And despite me having lived there my entire life, it is so difficult to find a place to live in Sweden. It's remarkable. It's actually insane. So, as I mentioned, I've been here for almost 2 months now, and I was able to find a new apartment in a matter of 1-2 days. That's it. It was instant. But eventually, I'm gonna move back to Sweden from Thailand. So I'm probably gonna go back in like July. So we're in March right now, towards the end of March, and I'm gonna leave in like July, maybe August. And I've been looking around for apartments together with my sister because we were going to move in together and we're going to work together. We're just going to hustle together and build our future together and our riches together. So we decided, you know what, we're going to live together. And we've been checking with a few people, a few landlords about renting apartments, and they all say the same thing. Do you have your latest 3 months of salary, a salary specification in like PDF format that you can send to us and that we can see that you have a stable salary? Here's the thing. I make my money online. I make my money mainly through crypto. And my sister, she makes more money than most full-time workers. She's working extra. She has a very flexible schedule. She's able to work 50, 60 hours, and she's making more money than most adults working a normal 9 to 5. Of course, she's working uncomfortable hours. She's working night hours and stuff like that, but she's still making more money. And despite the fact that she's making more money, and I have never had a debt in my life, my credit score is absolutely perfect. I've never been in debt. I've never been late with a payment. I have good finances, and we together, we're still not able to find an apartment very easily. They ask for specific documents. They want us to be full-time with a set amount of hours and a stable salary. Otherwise, you can't get an apartment. How fucked is that? Sweden is such a matrix country. It's so deep into the system. It's absolutely insane. Why the fuck are they so obsessed about having a full-time job and a specific and stable salary from month to month? Why don't they look at the credit score? Past debt history, if there's been any debts, any late payments, anything like that. I mean, if I have a perfect credit score, I'm 26 years old, perfect credit score, never been in debt, never been late with a payment, why don't they take that into consideration? I mean, take a deposit. I don't mind paying a deposit, but I don't want to fucking buy an apartment. I just want to rent, but renting is hell. But even if I'm going to get a loan with my current situation, and even if my sister is going to try to get a loan in her current situation, we're not going to be able to do so because they're going to want that stability. And of course, it makes more sense for a loan because that's a bigger financial commitment from a bank. However, when it comes to renting, why are they so obsessed with exact numbers and having specific salaries and working full time? Why not just look at the credit score? Why not just look at the debt history? Has this person been late with any payments? Do we have a reason not to trust that this person will pay in time? Why aren't they looking at these things? And in my sister's case, why aren't they looking at like her current situation and how she's been working for the past few months and the past couple of years. She's had a very good salary from month to month. She's always had work. They've always given her work. Even if she doesn't have a set and decided schedule, she's always been able to find work from her employer. They've always needed her to come in spontaneously and just put in hours. And her hours have added up each and every single month. So we're obviously capable of paying in time. There is no sign of us not being able to do so. She doesn't have any debt history either. She has a perfect credit score too. But despite that, despite all of these things and the fact that we are Swedish citizens, we're born and raised there, we still can't find an apartment. It's absolutely crazy. Like, Sweden is such a regulated country. And Sweden is not the only country that's overly regulated. The US is overly regulated. Canada is overly regulated. Most first world countries are overly regulated. And it's so annoying. It's fucking infuriating. Like, why not take other factors into consideration? I mean, the level of disrespect you get as a citizen of a country that you've, dedicated your entire life to, working there, paying taxes there, and what do you get back? Just a bunch of hassle to get an apartment. It's crazy. I mean, Thailand, man, like, I came here, I had an Airbnb 1 month, signed an apartment for a 3-month lease. I could have chose like a 5-6 month if I wanted to, but I started with a 3-month. So easy. They didn't look at my debt history. They didn't look at my salary. They took a little deposit, and that's it. Why can't they do the same in Sweden? Why is everything so regulated? A lot of people these days do not want a specific and set schedule. They don't want to work a 9 to 5. Maybe they want a flexible schedule, working part-time and being able to add hours onto their schedule. Or maybe they want to earn money online, as I'm doing right now. There are many people out there right now who want to earn their living in different ways other than just working a 9 to 5. But these first world countries, they do not take that into consideration. You have to be a good little slave, work your 9 to 5 in order to just be able to have somewhere to live. If you're not a good little slave, you're going to have a hard time finding an apartment, which is a pain in the ass. Why the fuck is it like that? Some people do not want to be slaves. They don't want to work 9 to 5s and have their entire life owned, all of their time owned. They want a flexible job where they can choose their hours, or they want to work for themselves, as I do. Why is that a problem? As long as you have a good credit score, you don't have a debt history, why is that a problem? Why aren't they taking things like this into consideration? Why do you have to work a 9 to 5 and have a stable salary? It's crazy. You can't even find a place to live anymore, not even in your home country. They need you to have a 9 to 5, otherwise they don't allow it. Crazy. It's fucking insane. So we've been looking a little bit right now. We haven't been looking for that long, to be fair, but it's still very annoying. It's still remarkably annoying. Like, I'm planning on getting back in like July, and I want something secured. Obviously, I still have a lot of time. But it's like, why does it need to be this difficult? They're like, oh, you need to have a 3-month salary, stable salary that you can show to us. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? If I can pay my bills in time and my past history, my past credit history shows that, why is that not enough? Obviously, I'm 26 years old. It would have been something else if I was, let's say, 18 and I had a good credit score. Of course, I don't even have life experience at that point. I haven't even done much at the age of 18. But 26, like, I've been working my entire life, not my entire life, but after school, of course. And I've been paying taxes and I've been paying everything in time. Why aren't they taking these things into consideration? Why does it have to be a salary and a 9 to 5? It's just ridiculous. Countries like Thailand are doing it right. I mean, they're making it so easy for people. There's a reason people just leave these Western countries and these first world countries to countries like Thailand. They're not overly regulated. They're very free. You can actually live a very good life here. The reason I want to go back to Sweden is because that's where my family is. Like, I don't want to stay here long term. It's nice being here, but it's not a long term stay. My family is back in Sweden. All the people I know and love are back in Sweden. Like, here I'm just alone. I don't mind being alone for a few months, but long term it's not sustainable. That's why I'm going back. But man, like, you know, I'm thinking about, like, is it really the right choice going back just because family is there? I like to believe so, but it's still very frustrating knowing that, you know, this is how it is. Just trying to find a place to live in your own home country can be so difficult. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're going to keep looking. We're going to keep trying. We're probably going to be able to find something, and we're probably going to be able to negotiate our way into an apartment with our current situation. But it's going to be exciting to see how that plays out. Fortunately, again, I do have quite some time to make that work, but it's still annoying. I mean, comparing my experience in Thailand, being able to find an apartment here in Thailand as quickly as I did, compared to Sweden. So it's going to be exciting to see. But yeah, that was just my little rant on Sweden. I think Sweden has a lot of work to do in that regard. But then again, it is a Western first world country. They are overly regulated. It's probably not going to change anytime soon, but I find it ridiculous. And we'll see for how long I put up with Sweden in the long run after I get it back. But yeah, that's been it for me, guys, today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.